Welcome back to our next big idea roundtable discussion presented by Addison Magazine. I am Sam Nicholson, your moderator.
I'm happy to hear that. I think my idea is part of everybody's idea here, and I think that a performing arts center brings national and sometimes international recognition, and it certainly could be a part of the brand. I'm thinking of edgy architecture and, a venue that really will be in keeping with Addison's brand and what people expect in Addison. So, and I think we might even be able to incorporate it with visual arts too, in some form or fashion.
One of the neat things that Addison, and I'm sure you must have had a hand in it, is really all the central signage. I mean, everything. When you enter Addison, you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I didn't, but I love it.
I
wish
really
I could
neat.
take credit.
So hopefully, as
Exactly.
those things continue on, and with the stuff that you're doing, you kind of, even with the crosswalks, right? It's a crosswalk and it's an Addison crosswalk because it looks different from everything else.
Right. Will you continue your arts program in your development?
We will.
It seems to be very, very successful.
Yeah, we have a monthly art walk now on the third Saturday every month. It was just last Saturday. There was almost 2,000 people. So the Valley View Mall, as it currently stands, which is fairly deserted on a weekly basis, other than the people that go to the AMC, once a month on those Saturdays, the parking lots are packed. So it's really exciting to see. And what's really interesting is a lot of the artists themselves live in Addison.
They do.
Right? So, it's the Addison community.
That's great.
Which I think you're touching on a lightning rod as it relates to your concept of performing arts and some type of a regional
and even
center.
When it's underway and when it's finished, the local people can contribute, they can be part of it, they can volunteer later, and it's just a way of gathering people together, I think.
Yeah, it's certainly about connecting
and
community.
Certainly the AT&T Performing Arts Center is a great example of the success that can bring. I mean, that's known all over the world now, and it's been very successful.
Yeah. And I think the interesting thing is that it's so successful, yet there's only like 20,000 people that live in downtown, right? So you can only imagine if you had something like that in the center of the population density that people can walk to. Right? So that's what I think is so interesting in terms of,
and maybe have a restaurant in the theater.
It could be all around it. Everybody lives there, right?
Cake and coffee afterwards or something. Yeah.
It's a psychological and a physical chasm between east and west, and being able to bridge that with green space, It was a great idea when Clybourne Park bridged the Arts District to Uptown, and now the lines are blurred there, and you can walk past it and through it, and you don't feel like you're going from Uptown to downtown. And so if you could do that in Addison and really connect, with everything, you start talking about the walkability and have performing arts, all these little venues that are popping up, like the one out in the Music Factory in Irving. I think. Talk about millennial Gen Y, that they really want to have that type of green space where they can listen to music and food that comes from the farm, and it's kind of neat that we're tying all this together with really, I think, the area asked for. So
Todd, on that subject, if a developer came along and said, I want to build a performing arts center with some other retail and restaurant space, is there an area of Addison you could see it fitting well right now?
I think redeveloping the current water tower site. I know Barbara and Don have a passion for that. That would be a great location because it's already established as an Addison icon, really a regional icon. So that's an opportunity.
I agree. Yeah.
Just
But you wouldn't want to get rid of the small theater.
No,
just expand
the opportunity. I think that there's
also
an opportunity on Inwood Road. That's one of the areas that I'd call in need of redevelopment in Addison. It's an opportunity. about 41
that
different
too.
owners in there. So one of the challenges is, and Tom's an expert at it, is aggregating those properties in enough ways to make something happen. But it's an opportunity, and unfortunately, much like what Tom did, an area has to get bad before it can get really good. And that area, unfortunately, may be headed that direction. So that may be an opportunity. Maybe that's also an opportunity to join a farmer's market, other things that could work there that currently, with his high dollar piece of property, you couldn't put a farmer's market there. But maybe someplace else in Addison where it's currently underperforming, it makes sense. So that's how we kind of have to think creatively, and thankfully Addison has a great history of being able to do that, tapping the intellect of people like this in the room and coming up with great ideas and then just figuring out a way to get it done.
Thank you for watching our next big idea roundtable discussion presented by Addison, the magazine of the North Dallas corridor here at the Addison Treehouse. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear what your opinions are on the matters. Please feel free to comment on our YouTube page, our Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and check out addisonmagazine.com for more great ideas.